Hey, what's going on, my good people? We back at it. And doing this video was really important to me because there's been something that I haven't been able to let go. And it's the fact that we don't know exactly when somebody had time to put Braylen in that pool. And so it was a couple things that I wanted to look at, and I found some interesting things. So y'all know what's about to happen. Come on, ride with me. So we all know that on September the 4th, that 911 call came in at 11:50 from somebody in that apartment. Okay? And they had told us they had already been looking for Braylen for 30 minutes, which took it back to 11:15, 11:20. They told us they checked the pool area. He wasn't there. Okay? Now, y'all have to think about time. And that's what we're going to do in this video. We're going to think about time. From 11:50 to 12:30, that's when the police, it's a full-blown search for him at 12:30. And Braylen's nowhere to be found. So that would mean that if something happened to Braylen that morning, they had a very small window to get rid of him. Okay? Very small. And in broad daylight. We can't forget that. But part of the timeline are these messages that came out about hearing him crying all morning. And I know some people think, it may have been a recording, but I'm not convinced that that was him. So then my main question is, when he left building L, where did he go? We know he didn't go straight to the pool because on Friday, the police came out and told us this.
We have searched the pool area, put a diver in the pool just to double check.
Yeah, they had divers in the pool. Divers. Braylen wasn't there. Okay, so in this video, it's important too that we track the police, see how they was moving throughout these little 6 days. But on Friday, we know that they took Dajnae and Grandma Bobby in to be questioned. And they were questioned and released. Okay, and then the police also went as far as telling us that they searched all night until they couldn't see. It got to a point in the search where they had to call off the search because they couldn't see. But Saturday morning, they started back searching. On Saturday morning, they started the search again. And they turned the gazebo into like the headquarters for the search. Everybody met at the gazebo. And while they were out searching on Saturday, remember, they found uh, the blanket with the blood on it at the cemetery, right here at the cemetery. And then they also found a freshly dug hole in the woods that had a 2x4 board next to it, which I believe was in the wooded area behind the house, behind the apartment building. Okay? And one of the things that we took note of is the fact that they said that that hole was not there the day before. So think about it. That hole was dug Friday night. Okay? 2 plus 2 equal 4. It wasn't there on Friday. Then all of a sudden Saturday it's there. I told y'all that the police stopped the search Friday night because they couldn't see. But one of the officers told us that that hole was not there the day before. They continued to search on Sunday and on Monday. And again, they're meeting up at the gazebo. Okay? And on Monday, the police back out there. They got boots on the ground. You hear me? Like, they re-interviewing people. They knocking on doors. They out there. And on Monday, they told us that they were going to expand the search for 3 miles. Now they feel like they need to look further. Okay? And what was Dajnae doing?
Yeah, Dan, his mom, Dajnae Cox, was out here earlier handing out flyers and helping coordinate search teams.
So Dajnae is out there helping coordinate the searches. And it's all happening at the gazebo, okay? And I took this screenshot right here of Dajnae, and one of the things that I keyed in on was what she was holding in her hand. Look at it. She has a map in her hand, okay? And that makes sense. If she helping with the searches, that makes sense. But then it makes you wonder, was that a good thing or was that a bad thing? Because in my mind, if she's helping coordinate the searches and she has, a map of the area, I mean, it's safe to assume that she knew where the searchers had been, and most importantly, she knew where the searchers were going. Y'all follow me? We still riding. Let's go. Tuesday, September the 8th. Man, listen, that was an eventful day for this investigation. We had the 911 call was released, and we lost our minds, didn't we? We tried to dissect the shit out of this 911 call. And a lot of things came out. You know, uh, it sounded like somebody saying, I killed him in the background type shit. We broke this call all the way down. And we didn't believe the call. So imagine how the police was looking at this. And the day that they released the 911 call, they questioned Dajnae and Grandma Bobby again. Okay? They've questioned them again. And then remember, Dajnae came out and told us this. They had to take multiple polygraph tests. Okay? But I don't know exactly what time they questioned Dajnae and Grandma Bobby. But I do know what the police was doing at 4 o'clock.
Yep, I am standing on the bridge overlooking Swan Creek, where there are several police cars here behind me, as well as a group of volunteers who have gathered on the bridge just to see what exactly is going on. These police have been here since 4 o'clock this afternoon. Volunteers alerted them to a hole as well as some tracks on both sides of the bridge.
Yeah. So at 4 p.m., Toledo police deep down at the creek. Deep. And why? Because some searchers found a hole down there and some tracks under the bridge. So that's where they went looking. And it was another reporter down there that caught this footage. Watch this.
So this search right now, we're off of Burn Road, between Arlington and Airport. Excuse me, guys.
See, if you need me to email you the way it look in the inside, I can. It's a big ass roll of plastic down in there, and the lid was off all the way down there.
There was
And
a
it's
lid off?
tired. Yeah, the lid was off. I got the pictures of it.
Okay. You said the lid was off that thing?
Yeah, the lid was off and all the way down there by some bones down there, but they said they don't know what kind of bones it is, but it was over there to the right hand side.
Okay.
Okay, so wait a minute. Pause. So this says that on Tuesday at 4 p.m., Toledo police were searching a half-open drain on South Burn Road. A search volunteer said that the drain was not open during previous pass-throughs when looking for the missing child. Police have been searching the area of the creek under the bridge on South Burn Road as well as the other side. Okay, so couple things. Now, the lady in this video said that this was the hole or the drain that they seen with the lid off. Okay? She went as far as saying she had pictures of what was inside it. So my question was this. Is this the same drain as this? I mean, because in my opinion, they don't look the same. I mean, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. I mean, I could be tripping. But this doesn't look the same to me. So are we talking two different holes? I mean, because like I said, she went as far as saying she had pictures of what was inside it. And then we got the pictures of this. And she said that it was a roll of plastic at the bottom of this hole. So is the manhole in the drain the same thing? I mean, I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all, what this is. But could that be what that is at the bottom of this hole? A roll of plastic? You know. I mean, I'm just asking. Remember in the last video, we heard from one of the searchers out there. And they found that manhole on Wednesday with the lid off. And it wasn't like that before. She even told us that there was a foul odor coming from it. And some of us speculated that it was human decomposition smelling like that. But the fact of the matter is, all of the things that we've discussed was found tampered with after the area had been searched. You understand what I'm saying? After. So it almost feels like we got somebody who moving trying to stay 2 steps ahead of the police in these searches. Now, it could be somebody that's part of the search, or it could be somebody just watching the search from afar. But regardless of how you look at it, these items are being tampered with after the area had been searched. Okay? So, somebody on the move right now. And after the police searched this bridge, later on that evening, this young man right here came out and told us that he saw Dajnae and her brother coming from this same area. Same area. Later that night. So we got the police at the bridge at 4. And then we got Dajnae and her brother coming from this area later that night. Now, I know some people don't even believe this guy right here. Because remember, he was the one who told us he ran into them Tuesday night. And they were at the bridge, and they was on the opposite side of the apartments. And don't forget, he was the one that told us that when him and his boy saw Dajnae and her brother, that she became defensive. She cussing them out. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I know, like I said, some of y'all don't believe, and they was like, oh, he lying, he ain't see her. And I thought to myself, like, why would he lie? For what reason? You know? But we ain't sleeping on nobody over here. You know, he sounded genuine to me. He did. I think I was more concerned about the fact that if he saw Dajnae and her brother on the bridge, then shit. I mean, his ass was on the bridge. What was he doing? You understand what I'm saying? That's where my mind went. What was he doing? But me personally, I don't think he was lying. So if he's telling the truth, that would mean that by the time he saw Dajnae and her brother, the police had already been there. Meaning the drain was already open and the tracks had already been spotted. And all of that means is that somebody was already down there before the police got down there. You understand what I'm saying? So why would Braylen's mother and his uncle be seen over here in this area after the police searched it? You know what I'm saying? And then, like, my question to do would be, when you saw them, did they have anything with them? I mean, was they holding anything? Anything? Because if I feel like if there was something, or they had something of an eye catcher, I think dude would have told us. I think he would have said that. Like, yeah, I saw him coming out the woods, and they was carrying the bag. You know what I mean? Type shit. But he didn't mention any of that. So I assume that he didn't see them with anything. And if that's the case, again, why were they down there? What were they doing? Let's just say, for instance, Braylen was in this drain over here by the bridge. That would mean that on Tuesday, by 4 o'clock, when the police went over there and when Dajnae was seen that night over there, that would mean that Braylen had already been moved. They ain't find him over there. You know what I mean? So like when I think about like the freshly dug hole that they found on Saturday, and then now this drain with the lid off, and then possibly another manhole with the lid off. All of these things can be tampered with by use of a hammer. You know what I'm saying? And don't forget that when the police executed that search warrant, one of the items that they took was a hammer. And I couldn't understand, like, what? I mean, why take the hammer? You know? And again, whoever it is tampering with these things, they're moving around at night. What my grandma liked to call the devil hours. The devil busy. You hear me? That's why Wednesday was so interesting to me. It was reported that on Wednesday morning, federal agents from the FBI were seen entering and exiting the building at Hunter Ridge Apartments, where Braylen stayed with his mother. They were also searching the woods and walking around other buildings. At one point on Wednesday, Toledo Fire and Rescue were also on the scene, putting a drone in the air to aid in the search. Toledo police spent the morning searching the woods and an area that was in question Tuesday night. Okay, so Wednesday morning, the police, they back out by the apartment. And I was like, what happened to expanding the search for 3 miles? You know what I'm saying? That's what they said they was gonna do. But on Wednesday morning, they back up here around the apartments. And then not only that, we got the police out there Wednesday morning and FBI, and we got searchers that were out there Wednesday morning. And remember, the searcher told us that when she got to the gazebo to start her search, she was told this. So she said, well, if you guys gonna go towards the back of the complex, be aware because there's a dead cat back there, and it's starting to stink. And the smell, because of the air blowing, is blowing back towards where the gazebo was. So on Wednesday morning, you could smell decomposition at the gazebo, right here in front of the pool. FBI out there, police out there. I mean, so that could explain why they were even back at the apartment building, searching around in that area. I mean, I'm quite sure they know what human decomposition smell like. You understand what I mean? And they knew he had to be close. But how close was he?
I mean, it's something in front of us. It's something that we missing. He's right in front of us. I feel like he's right in plain sight. It just we missing something. We not looking in the right places. From us looking back there, we got a good team. We got a lot of people coming out to show love to come and help find him. But the baby right in front of us. Home.
Remember him? Yeah. And he had a feeling that Braylen was close. And Braylen was in fact close. Very close. Because at 1:15, they found Braylen in the pool. And everybody was pissed. Listen to this.
At 10 o'clock this morning, I had somebody in this pool looking. Nothing. I got a message at 1:30, 2 o'clock. Something happened at the pool.
Did y'all hear what he just said? He said at about 10 o'clock, he had somebody check the pool, and Braylen wasn't there. So I don't know if I can believe that, because if we put that in the timeline, that would mean that somebody had to have placed Braylen there between 10 and about 1:15. And who the hell gonna take that chance? FBI out there, police out there, they got drones in the air. Who's taking that chance?
The toddler was found in this area, and police saying it had been checked multiple times in the past few days. Police made that discovery this afternoon, and it's still unclear what led police back to the pool today. In fact, this morning I was here when nearly a dozen federal agents were walking this complex. In fact, they walked right by the pool. The pool was also checked by divers on Friday with the Toledo Fire and Rescue Department when Braylen Noble was reported missing. And yesterday, there was only a small amount of water left inside, which is what you can see here now today. At this point, it's unclear if investigators received a tip that led them to search again, but they are reiterating tonight that the pool was checked.
Yeah, the police made it very clear that that pool had been checked. And then, did y'all hear what she said? Wednesday morning, it was over a dozen FBI agents out there. And in my opinion, they were on to something come Wednesday morning. And whatever it was they was on to brought them back up close to the apartment building where Braylen stayed with his mother.
Right after presumed Braylen Noble was found here in this pool at the Hunters Ridge Apartments, his mother was taken by Toledo police. She was not under arrest at the time, but she was taken in a police cruiser downtown.
Yeah. After they found Braylen, Dajnae had to go back downtown with the police. They needed to talk to her again. Okay? And understand this. I know a lot of people think that this girl killed her baby. A lot of people think that. But I can't say for sure whether she did or whether she didn't. But like I've said before, I'm convinced that she knew what was going on with her child. However, or whatever caused his demise, she knew what was going on with him. I really do believe that. So based off of this timeline and watching the police move, when do y'all think somebody would have had time to put him in the pool? Monday night? Tuesday night? Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Me personally, I got a feeling that come Wednesday morning, Braylen was already in the pool. You know what I mean? And just like the police knew he was close Wednesday morning, in my opinion, Dajnae knew he was close. That's why she didn't want to answer no questions.
Now, I did have a chance to talk with her briefly. She didn't want to appear on camera and give any comment, but
you're not doing like ask the question thing. You can tell me whatever. If you don't want me to ask you questions, I am just going to ask you to say and spell your first and last name, though I do, because I don't want to get that wrong, of course. All right.
So make the news, nigga, and watch what happens. If you make it over here on this channel, nigga, we on your ass.
Okay.